Hey there folks, Pre-Marine81 here. Today's video is going to be one that I've been wanting to do for quite some time now. And I debated on waiting a little bit longer even still to do this video, but ultimately, guess we're here. So what I'm going to discuss is pretty much my overall opinion of the 1911 platform now that I've had it for roughly about 8 months. This is the weapon that I carry with me every day. I don't conceal carry this because that would probably be kind of difficult. I open carry pretty much everywhere I go. But this, trust me when I say this weapon is with me every single day, everywhere I go. I'm at close to probably about the 1,000 round mark, which, isn't a whole lot of trigger time, but it's a fair amount, at least enough to get you pretty familiar with the weapon and how it performs, and how reliable it is. Now, with that being said, I guess I'll just start off there. A while back, I had posted a video on my channel, which is still there if you want to reference that, if you want to check out the comments. I asked all of your opinion whether or not I should go with a 1911 or a Glock 21 because I was looking for a pistol chambered in 45 ACP. The responses from that were pretty much 50-50. I didn't really get, an overwhelming weight on either side, and everybody's opinion as to why they chose what they chose was all pretty much the same as well. Some of the concerns that people were giving was for reliability issues with the 1911 compared to a Glock. And I'm not really going to go real in depth into this, but it was pretty simple, straightforward, for the most part, responses other than some that were just fanboyish. Was that the 1911 is an older design, there's more moving parts, so forth, that sort of thing, tighter tolerances and all this. And a lot of that is a valid argument as far as, reliability is concerned compared to the Glock, because as and I know this from first-hand experience, Glocks are inherently reliable weapons. Nothing is foolproof. Everything will have problems at some point under certain conditions. All these are machines that are made by man. So they will and can fail. Now, with that being said, I will tell you that with this particular one that I have had zero problems with it. Aside from when I first got the weapon, it did have a couple little hiccups there, and I'm talking within the first 100 rounds. It did have a couple little hiccups, not wanting to, it was basically going to slide lock with the round still being in the magazine. And after, I want to say the first 100 rounds, that disappeared, and it hasn't done it since. So, I kind of chalked that up to a little bit of like a break-in period. And in my opinion, this being a Rock Island Armory, we're looking at, a $500 weapon before I've done any of these modifications. And these are VZ grips, by the way, which I love. If you are looking at grips, I would highly recommend them. Just as a little side note, I'll get you the other side here. This is their Super Scoop beveled cut. This is specific for Rock Islands, just so you know that. When you do call them or place an order and you have ambi controls, the ambi, safety lever, you have to make sure that you're ordering the correct cut for this because they have to account for that. Just a little FYI. But anyway, as far as reliability goes, I have had zero problems with this weapon. And really, I know that can change depending on, some of the more expensive ones because the tolerances are so tight. It doesn't really allow for a lot of debris and such to get inside there. The way I look at it is some of these lower end ones that have a little bit looser tolerances is almost a good thing, in a manner of speaking, because I kind of compare it to the reasons why an AK-47 works more reliably than an AR platform when they get extremely dirty, and that's just due to the fact that the tolerances for the AR are so much tighter that if debris does get into those moving parts, it will stop them or cause them to malfunction. With that being said, I sort of think that the reason why this Rock Island was so reliable right out of box is just because of those tolerances weren't so tight. You didn't have that extreme break-in period in order to loosen all that up, as you would with, say, an Ed Brown or something like that. But that's kind of my 2 cents on the reliability as far as 1911s go. I do feel that they can be reliable. However, because these are weapons that were pretty much, they have to be handcrafted if the tolerances are going to be tight and well made for them to be reliable. I do feel that some of the manufactured, like mass manufactured 1911s that do have tight tolerances but aren't handcrafted, such as maybe a Kimber or something like that, can be more prone to having problems just due to those facts. Well, I guess I shouldn't really say they're facts. They're my opinions, and that's all it is. It's just my opinion. Now, here is why the Glock, I think, inherently is perhaps a more reliable platform. The Glock is not like that. The Glock is a tool. It's very simple. Everybody knows that they are reliable weapons. No one can really deny that. I think if you do, you either had some sort of lemon, or it was user error, or there's some other contributing factor that caused your Glock to not malfunction or not be reliable. I have never owned or shot a Glock ever in my life that was prone to problems that couldn't be attributed to something that was either ammo related or user error or some horribly extreme condition. Now, with that being said, I guess this whole evolution of, asking all my fellow YouTubers which weapon I should buy in 45 ACP. Should I go with a 1911 or should I go with a Glock 21 or any Glock 45, that's chambered in 45? It's sort of come full circle for me. Basically, I bought this. I fell in love with it. I love 1911s. I'm a huge 1911 fan now. They're very, very accurate weapons. I love the way that they function. They're gorgeous. No one can really say that these guns aren't beautiful. They're a very good-looking weapon. I know that doesn't really matter in a fight, but, they are very attractive weapons. I like mine a whole lot. I like what I did to it. I like, a lot of the customization that can be done to these, whether it be make them race guns or whatever. I do really like 1911s. I would trust my life with this gun. I mean, obviously I do because I carry this with me every day. So with that being said, I'm not bashing 1911s at all. They are, in my opinion, they can be very reliable. They've served our country extremely well. They still do to this day. But here's where I'm at now. Due to the fact that the Glock 21 has a lot of advantages over the 1911, first and obvious is capacity. Your standard, this one here, is only 8 round, 8 plus 1 with the way I carry it. I know there's other options out there. I've got, 10 rounders, which I can show you. Sorry about that. You can go with something like this, which is going to bump that up to 10 rounds, but, because of the fact that it's single stack, now you've got a situation where this is what you're looking at, and no one wants to have to carry that. Plus, this is very heavy, and I'm sure that if you own 1911s, you know that. You're talking about, a steel-framed, large weapon. Of course it's going to be heavy. Have I gotten used to it? Yes, I'm very used to it. Doesn't even really bother me carrying this around. And typically I'm carrying 2 extra 8-round magazines with me as well. So I have a lot of weight hanging on my belt amongst all the other stuff that I'm carrying. It can be done. I'm a smaller guy, so it was probably more of a challenge for me to get accustomed to that as to somebody who, weighs closer to 200 pounds. They would carry this weapon a lot easier than I do. But it can be done, and you can get used to it. It's not an issue really for me anymore. However, if I can choose to carry a weapon that I know is probably more reliable, has a higher capacity, and is a lot lighter, well, maybe not a lot lighter, but it is in fact lighter, that's kind of a no-brainer for me. And it should be. I mean, everybody is entitled to their own opinion, but if you can carry more rounds with you that's lighter weight and has improved reliability, then that's probably something that you should look at. So now, having gone through this whole little experiment with, the 1911, whether or not I was going to like it, I do, yes. But I am going to purchase a Glock 21 also, and that is going to end up being my everyday carry weapon. I really fell in love with the 45 ACP round. I feel like that's a huge improvement over what I was using, which is a 40 Smith & Wesson out of my Glock 22. It's just a easier to shoot round, better stopping power, not quite as a snappy recoil for me, which I like. So now I found the round that I like, and I just want to go back to my Glock. I kind of miss my Glock. So there you have it. Now you know, for all you Glock people who told me to get a Glock about a year ago, you're probably just saying, I told you so, I told you so. But I don't get the wrong impression. I don't regret purchasing this weapon at all. I don't regret spending the money that I did or shooting it as often as I have, and carrying it with me every day. And I'll probably switch back and forth between the two every once in a while just to sort of change it up, because I do like carrying this gun. I get a lot of comments about it, actually. It's pretty attractive. Most people don't know that it's a Rock Island, and that's pretty much the first question I get. They see it and they're like, what kind of 1911 is that? Anyways, if you guys have any questions about anything that I said, or you just want to throw your 2 cents in there, go ahead. I encourage that. And thanks for watching. Prep Marine 81 out.